I done traveled to every place that I can travel to. You know what I'm saying? And within the United States, obviously you got the overseas stuff, but
Right.
in a general sense, like I can only stay in Miami in the winter. Like it's too for me. That shit is on too much.
That's
It
why I
don't
said
turn
I.
off.
But listen, that's okay. So when you live in Florida and you've been, moving around like I have, that becomes a norm.
That shit is crazy. And
It,
I'm a
and I know
city
what you're
dude.
talking about too.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. That shit don't turn off. Like it don't matter if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You jump outside, you finding something to get into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, and you know what? A lot of times also because I've been married for a long time. And I can't wait to deep dive into the relationship conversations because I got some honest to God questions that I want to get your insight on, right?
Right.
I don't think that most married dudes, I don't think that most dudes in general, but I don't think that most dudes, especially when you got resources, is built for that fast life.
You think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think that most dudes that get resources or money, both in and out of a relationship, is really built for the fast life. I don't think that they built for that. I think the money ruins you in a lot of ways.
Wait, what you mean? Elaborate on that part.
Because I think that when you don't have resources, which I've had resources for a long time, but when you don't have resources, you limited by your options.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's containing as far as the amount of trouble. Now you can get into trouble, but I think that money exaggerates what you are, and I think that is very difficult because most people don't do the work with the character part,
Right.
and then they get more options and more access when they get resources, and that shit just blow up. And so I don't think that most guys is built to be able to live in Miami or Tampa.
So the part I disagree on is, and you said a little bit of what I'm gonna say. I feel like it has to do with their character. I feel like whether you able to, stay somewhere like Miami, like you say, where it's fast and on all the time, has to do with like you self-discipline if you know yourself. Because you're right, money will, create more opportunity, a wide variety of resources, and you'll just get into shit because you lack discipline.
Yeah.
And it's from a space of like not knowing yourself.
Yeah.
When you know yourself, discipline almost come automatically because you know what you don't need to be around and what you do. You know when it's time to go home, when it's time to sit down somewhere, when it's time to be out, what you could take, what you can't. You know what I'm saying? And the other piece for me, and this go for male or female, is that management of emotions. I talk about that shit all the time.
Yeah, I was here.
If you
Tell
can
me about
manage
that.
if you can manage your feelings, your emotions, your moods, your attitudes, if you can manage that shit, like regulate your thoughts to where you manage that, I feel like you could pretty much be in any setting with any amount of money, up or down. Like you will find your way back to what you want for your life.
You got an advantage though. That's the problem.
Why you saying?
Because like, listen, most women are super emotional.
Yeah.
Right. And so with that being said, I don't know if it's a combination of, and you tell me if it's a combination of what you done seen in your lifetime that is giving you the experience to be able to manage it more effectively, or if you just so fucking alpha in the way that you think that it just translates, whereas most women don't have that level of ability to be able to manage their emotions as effectively as you. I don't see the shit that when you talk, you talk differently and think differently than most women.
Right.
So it's different.
Right. It is, but I'm gonna tell you, part of it is my upbringing, and then part of it is me self-educating. So I am a autodidact. That's somebody that like I'm not finna wait for nobody to teach me shit. I ain't waiting for no lessons from shit. I'm going to get information on stuff I know I need, stuff I think I might need. So growing up, I had my mama and my daddy in my life, and the men in my family were what I call grown men. Women
Okay.
didn't tell them what to do. Females didn't run no households. Like they worked, they provided, they protected, and they did, what they felt like was right for family, rather a female agreed or not. So I was able to see that. So specifically on that point, when we talk about relationships, co-parenting, stuff like that, most of the time, men will make choices and do so much until a woman tells them it ain't the right way.
Yeah.
Like when you look at co-parenting, most dudes is letting their baby mama tell them what a good dad is. And then half the females never had their daddy in their life. You never finna tell me how to be to my children when you haven't seen a man be anything to you to give me that type of game.
Yeah.
But most men, they operate from a space of, I'm a maneuver, and when she say I'm a deadbeat, or when she say I ain't doing something right, or when she say I should have bought the blue shoes instead of the red shoes, or 2 outfits instead of 1, I'm going to then start to conform to that. And when you let a female talk to you over and over, year after year, in this realm, it starts to affect your mind. So for me, a lot of people are not understanding the roles. And like I said, going back to my original point, growing up, my dad and uncles and granddad, they didn't give a damn what a female said. I'm going to be to my children what I want to be. You could continue whatever narrative you want. You can get with the program, not get with the program. You're allowed to be whatever mother you want to be. I'm going to be whatever type of father. And if it turned out bad, that's on me. If it turned out good, that's on me. The same with mothering. You know what I mean? And so when I understood that, when I became a young adult, I realized, okay, men have a way of thinking in their own lane, and women do too. We need to stay in it for there to be balance.
Do you think that women have too many options?
I think in the emotional realm, women are given too many passes.
Break that down for me.
So when it comes to, women by nature, we're more emotional.
Okay.
We've caught on that we could use that as a manipulation tool. And so, most females are not going to say this, but we do that all day long with kids, with situations, with arguments. We could be dead wrong about something. We'll cry. And because you a man, it look like you doing something to me. And it gives off that perception. And most men, the average man, feed into it. If you genuinely took a poll, there's a lot of men that went along with some bullshit with a woman because she was crying and acting emotional.
Yeah.
And it was an act. There are times, when we genuinely hurt, but a good majority of our bullshit be an act, bro. I'm telling you. And I've been in that. Like, I've been in that deceptive season where you realize, like, damn, I could just cry this thing on, or I'm dead ass wrong about something. I'm just finna, lay on the emotion, the sadness, the attitude, and it's gonna work out in my favor. Like, he gonna give it up.
How do you, because like you, obviously you know the game, right? And a lot of women, they know how to play the game, but they don't know the game as well as you do, right? But how do you, for example, then be able to maneuver in a way to where you can find the right guy or you find the right man that can deal with you appropriately while at the same time maintaining that level of respect? And let me tell you why I asked you that, right? Because the big clip from you going around right now is women in respect, right? Women being able to respect the guy, and at what point does she start to respect him, right? And I find a lot of guys, they may be good guys, but they don't really know how to deal with that girl right there, or the woman that they pick, or the woman that they're attracted to. They not really built for that. You know what I'm saying? How do you, for example, manage, being with a guy or finding the right guy or whatever like that, while at the same time maintaining that level of, you know what I'm saying, submissiveness or femininity or whatever it takes in order to make that relationship work?
It's because, again, I understand roles. Like, I've seen it growing up.
Yeah.
So, I understand a woman's place when in the presence of a man is in a feminine, submissive space. That is what a real woman is. Like, I've heard so many women, you ask them, what's a real woman? They're going to start talking about own house, own car. Like, what the hell are you talking about? What makes us different from men is the fact that we have femininity. We have submissiveness. We have a intuitiveness emotionally by nature. And I've learned the two polar sides of women. You have the deceptive emotional space, and then you have the natural emotional space. This is when you have genuine intuition, like you're nurturing, you understand that my place in life or my role in this relationship and the things that I get praises for is completely different from the man.